Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Can you believe this is the last day of class?
I know.
It always comes so quickly.
It does.
It
I know.
just seems like...
And it feels like
just,
we're always saying that.
I know.
But it's just so fast, and it's like, what?
It's been almost 6 weeks.
That's unbelievable. Well,
and
there
we've
you
gone
go.
through all these wonderful meditations and visualizations.
And hopefully you're closer now to what it is that you wanted from this class. You know, as you can tell by now, the law of attraction isn't only about the surface physical, what's going on in life here. It is now part of your core being. You know that that's where it's coming from. That's where you have to live from in order for those things to come to you. And boy, it sure makes life a lot calmer and peaceful, doesn't it?
It does.
When you know that, when you figure that out. So without any further ado,
we'll dive into the final lesson.
There's just a few things, you know, this
is like a wrap-up lesson.
Well,
really.
yeah, the paperwork is more about different things to remember as you go through this. And remember, there is one thing here, and that is, if you're unsure, you know your goal, but you're unsure of what path to take, you might have many choices. One of the ways that you can find out which is the right choice, and it kind of sounds like it's obvious, but it really isn't to some people, that is to play out each path in your mind. And when you play out that path that goes to the goal, see how your body reacts to it. Are you excited? Is that like, wow, I'm really looking for, ooh, this would be so much fun to go that way? Or is it apprehensive?
Yeah,
maybe,
does it go the other way?
Maybe some shallow breathing. Maybe, ooh, I don't know if that makes me feel good. Because that's how you can tell when you have 8 or 9 different paths, how you can tell how to weed certain ones out. And that is coming from the core. Make sure that you definitely sit in stillness when you do that, and just let it happen through your core and replay it in your mind, because as you know, the core being has this way of infinitely looking at every outcome and knowing which one will work best for you. And by feeling that within, then you'll be able to, you know, find it much more easily and smoothly.
That is for sure.
And it will go smooth if it's the right one. And it doesn't mean that the second that you have one thing pop
if
up,
you encounter one problem, doesn't mean, well, that's not it. No. But it's the ease of how that problem is solved and all that.
Exactly. It's not just about, you know, you're not going to just whiz bang right to the end so quickly. Sure, there's things that pop up only because it's part of the process.
Right.
And so, you know, learn what you learn from that and go, okay, now is this getting too difficult? Am I being stopped here? You know, you guys all know, you really got to listen to the core being within you. The other thing that happens a lot, and it happened to me when you start with working with your core being, is that you find that you want to be alone more often so that you can connect with the core being all the time, because it's such a peaceful state to be in.
Right.
But remember why you came here. You came here to create, and you came here to learn the experiences that you wanted to learn before you came down here. And so make sure that you keep a good balance when you go through this process. Make sure that you live life as well.
It's very easy to use the core being as a tool of avoidance.
Yeah,
and you don't want to do that, because that really kind of defeats the purpose of why we're here.
Exactly. So just make sure you stay, you know, as balanced as you can. And, you know, Lee will tell you, hey, if I have a really hard day, I retreat and I will go there, because for me, it's like it rejuvenates me, and there's nothing wrong with that. We're just talking on a daily basis, staying there all the time and wishing that's the only place you could be. Listen, you'll have that soon enough. You know, you'll have that after you've passed from this life to the next, and that's when, you know, you will have that time alone there. And it's natural to feel, well, homesick.
Right.
It's a good word to use, you know. Lee and I will
you'll be tapping into that feeling, because
Sure.
you know, you might not, in any other instance, you wouldn't understand why you feel that way. Well, we're telling you that's why. Because
Yeah.
you are directly connected to where we came from when you are in touch and are in concert with your core being. Again, you know, just temper it.
And it's funny because Lee and I both will do that sometimes. I'll look at him and say, you got that look in your eye, and he'll just smile and say, kind of homesick.
Yeah.
You know, and we understand. So, you know, that happens as well. One of the big things to remember again is that there is no fear voice within the core being.
This is very important because you can make a judgmental error because you think, oh, my core being is, I'm afraid right now, so I'm not going to do this. Well, if you're feeling fear, if you're feeling afraid about whatever it is, that is not, underlying not your core being speaking to you.
That's the logical.
It's the logical mind.
Trying to,
one that you don't know so too well.
Now, does the core being ever alert you? Yes, but
you won't feel fear.
Yeah, you'll
feel informed,
and you might feel an urgency, but it's a calm urgency. It's like, don't go in the street.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go in the street. That's not fearful. That's urgent and calm. So do your best to start distinguishing. That's your next step now as you are living life, is to be able to distinguish that
between the two.
And everybody is so different. It's not always the same for everyone. Some of that core being voice sometimes can sound like you think it's here, logical. Yeah. And so anyway, I'm sure you guys are beginning to, and we can tell by paperwork that you guys are beginning to understand that and figuring out exactly which is what, So that is it for this class, guys.
It is.
We have one more visualization for you, and that will be on part 2.
On part 2. Mm-hmm.
And we love you guys. We just have loved this class so much.
It's just been wonderful.
It
old
sure has.
Friends all gathering together and doing what we're meant to do.
That's true. It's true.
Which is to celebrate and enjoy this life and get in touch with what makes this life wonderful, which is the core being, all through the law of attraction. What could be better than that?
That's right. And you guys email us anytime. Anytime, please. Updates, concerns, questions, just a hey.
You know where we are.
You know where we're at.
Okay, so go enjoy our last visual meditation together on this course, and we'll see you soon.
All right, bye-bye.